Hey guys, welcome back. I hope that you are enjoying this class. I know once again it's very intensive, but I've heard some feedback that it's been very useful, so that is a great thing. This module is actually a 2-week module, so don't feel like you need to get it done right away. It's due, let's see, I've got it right here on February this 12th. So you've got a couple of weeks to do it, but it's going to take a while. So make sure you've got time to do that. You do not have guided reading notes this time, so yeah, you don't have to turn that in. But instead, you will have a project to turn in. So you still have an assignment, but not the guided notes. And then there will be a discussion board, but it'll be at the end of this module. So not this week necessarily, but the following week, you'll probably be ready to participate on the discussion board. One thing I want to discuss is that this is sort of a blended class of people that are maybe interested in becoming special educators, people who are getting their MAT degree and hope to teach at any level, elementary, middle, or high. It might be people looking to get an administration degree. It could just be somebody from a community organization that's in our class that just wants more information about how to work with students with exceptionality. So we all sort of bring a different viewpoint to this class, and I want you to think about that as you start this module. And right here it sort of breaks down some things to start thinking about. And the big project this week, or this module, next 2 weeks I guess, is an IEP Handbook. And the reason we have you do the IEP Handbook is because research shows that we learn best by teaching, by doing it ourselves. And so you're going to learn a lot about the IEP process by creating this handbook. Before you can make the handbook, you obviously have to learn about different parts of an IEP and things that go into creating an IEP. But, oh, excuse me. But by creating this handout or this IEP guideline, you should be able to understand a lot more about what an IEP is and what it involves and things like that. So throughout the module, well, right away it'll start with a project description, and sorry, I was looking at it earlier. So it tells you right here exactly what you need to include throughout your IEP resource guide, and then there's a scoring guide. I suggest always, whenever you do anything, always look at the scoring guide, because this is exactly what I'm going to have up as I grade your assignment. So I'm going to have this, and I'm just going to look. Did you do this? Great. Did you do this? Great. Did you do this? Great. So always just self-grade, self-evaluate, and make sure that you've hit everything you need to do, because that is how you're going to be graded. Now, you will want to look through here, IEP information and resource guides, and it's just going to go over all sorts of different things. There's folders within folders. There's all sorts of information. So you're going to really dig in and take time understanding what an IEP is. Different acronyms, there's tons of acronyms in special ed, different things about the law. There's all sorts of information that I want you to look at. And then when you're done creating it, you're going to upload it here on Blackboard. Here's the thing. You get to sort of choose how you want to create this resource guide. So you might want to just make it as a handout in terms of using Microsoft Word or Google Docs. If you just want to make a sort of a booklet per se, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to do a website or a wiki, you could do that. If you want to do like a Prezi or a PowerPoint, you're more than welcome to do that. So just a way that you can present to somebody else. You can teach somebody else about the IEP process. So I put a couple of examples here under IEP information and resources. At the bottom are some examples from previous classes that have done this. So here's one that I will show you. Ooh, that's not my favorite one. Let's see. Where are we at? Sorry. Here we are. Okay, let me try this one. Okay, here's one that I really like. So this is sort of the cover, the table of contents. They did a little quick introduction about what is this handbook all about. Some acronyms that are important to know that you might hear within a meeting, some team members that would be present, the sequence. So they sort of just went through what they needed to include, obviously, and then they wrote it out throughout the document. Now, another example was a website, and they did the same thing, but they used a website and put all the information throughout. So like here under more, they had the rest of the information. So you can do it however you see fit. If you want to do a website, or if you want to do a Google Doc, or whatever, that's great. Let me show you though quickly a really good website. If you're going to include images, there's a website called Pixabay. And this should be your go-to for any images, because on Google Images, a lot of the times those images are copyrighted and you cannot use those. But this website gives you free images that you don't have to cite. So if you want to include any of these images in your resource guide, you just click on it, you download it, and then you have the right to use those within your resource guide. So Pixabay is a great tool, I feel like, to use when creating some things such as this IEP resource guide. So that's really it for this module. It's going to take some time, because in order to create a resource module, you have to understand what the IEP is all about. So take your time, dig into the module, read, watch, explore. But please ask me if you ever have any questions, okay? This is a 2-week project. You've got time to do it, but the deadline will approach rather quickly, and if you're totally confused or totally lost, just reach out and ask me, send me an email, or come out on campus, and I'm happy to walk you through it. I think that's it. Enjoy. I love I love everything about special education, but I think IEPs are so important, because that is really what helps us to understand our students' needs. So I want you to take your time and really dig into what an IEP is all about and what we all need to know about the IEP. So good luck, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.